Hello, welcome to Spiritual Connections. I'm Lorianne, your psychic, here to answer spiritual questions for you guys, general questions. Just gonna wait a few minutes. Okay. Hello. Hi, how are you? Hi, welcome. So glad you guys are here. I'm doing well, thank you. Hi, glad you could be here. Hello. That's good. I'm fine too. Hello, Libra and Leo. I don't know what you're asking me. I'm not a Libra. Is that what you're asking me? Okay, you can order a reading and I'd be happy to help. This is for spiritual questions that are general, not personal questions. It's kind of crazy because I gotta say, I think I received 15 emails from people expecting, demanding me to give them a free reading. I'm not quite sure where that's coming from because I have never said that I would give free readings to anybody unless it was through a contest. So yeah, this is for general spiritual questions to help all of you understand different aspects of spirituality. So I'm coming on live every week for about 30 to 40 minutes where I answer your questions and then I address a topic, which today's topic is past life regression. So I hope that's okay with you guys. I know I've had a lot of questions about it, so I thought I would, okay, I'm not doing personal readings. I'm Libra asking about an Aries. I'm not sure why you're asking me that. This is spiritual questions. Anyway, for those of you who are here to find out about spiritual information, not personal information, you can book a reading for that, ascendingsoulsjourney.com. I'd be more than happy to help you through a personal reading. So the first question that we have, you guys, is, hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Super chats. You guys are so wonderful. That keeps me up and going and motivated to do this show for you. Hi, Kevin. Awesome. We're going to talk a little bit, Kevin, we're going to talk a little bit about past life regressions and kind of just a general synopsis of what they actually are and how a past life regression could actually help. So let me go ahead and answer these questions. So the first question that we have from some people who have sent me in their questions, again, if you'd like a question answered, you can send it to ascendingsoulsjourney@gmail.com, and then I can answer the question live on the live show for you guys. And I'll try to catch you at the end, any of the questions that you guys ask. You know I do that every week. So this question is asked by Fred. Can getting a reading from a psychic actually help? Now, I know some of you are maybe on the fence about that. Depends on what type of a psychic you go to and what you need help with. So when we're going to get a reading from somebody, we want to make sure that they are touching. And I did talk about this briefly in another live show. For me, when I do your guys' readings, and many of you will attest to this, I will touch on something in the past so that you can see I've connected to your past. I will touch on something in the present so that you can see that I've identified something in actual present moment. Therefore, if I've got the past right, I've got the present right, most likely the future is going to be right as well. So when you're asking, certain questions like, first of all, no psychic should ever tell you what to do. leave that person, do this, do that, do this, good night. That has to be your decision. But the advice that they give, not all psychics give advice. I do, but most of them don't necessarily give advice. They just simply answer the question. So if they're giving good advice that makes sense to you emotionally, logically, spiritually, then yeah, most likely their advice is going to be pretty accurate. But again, it always has to be your decision because this is your life. These are all about your lessons when we incarnate here on earth. It's not my lesson. I've already lived mine. I've done my lessons and continuing to do mine too, which I wish they were done, but they never are, right? So his other question is, why are so many people that I know skeptical of psychics, that they're real, even if the psychic is correct with their answers? Well, that is a really good question also, because that's really about a person being open, understanding how we are all connected in the universe. And some people are not. Some people's religion make them block that. You know, that's got to be taboo. I was raised Catholic, and in my upbringing, it was no, taboo. Psychics are not somebody that you want to talk to. But the people who are getting the readings and they're skeptical, and I've had people do that. Most of my people tell me they get upset if I don't give them the answer they want. Okay, those are the ones that are not happy with the reading. One person said, tell me I'm going to meet my man in Paris in a year from now. So I went through the whole reading and I couldn't. They had a choice. They were going to have two people to choose from. And that person was livid, absolutely livid, because I would not tell them, yes, you're going to be in their arms. And I couldn't, because that's not what I see. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make anything up. But I'm definitely, hi Peter, I'm definitely going to answer that question from whatever my guides are telling me to answer that question. So I hope that helps with this. The next question is from Mandy. So Mandy's had a couple readings with me, and she watches my weekly readings, and some of you are going to be able to identify with this, okay? When I give a reading, public or personal, I look up to the left, my left, okay? And she wants to know why I'm looking to the left. I am looking because that's where I get this, because I can see it, and that's where I see it. I see it over here. It can be up, it can be here, and it can be down, but it's always on the left. Now, for those of you who are really in tune, like if you're in sales and you understand the way people work, when somebody's lying, who knows which direction they look? They look to the right. The right side is the creative side of the brain. So when somebody's lying, they're going to look, it could be a split second, but they're going to look to the right. If they're telling the truth, it's going to come from the left. My messages are clear, they're strong, and they are truthful. So they are on the left. Now, I may glance to the right to figure out how to present it to somebody. Usually I don't. Once in a while I do. During this show, I probably look to the right a lot because I'm talking to you. So that's why I look to the left. Okay. Now, she also is asking, why do I say yep? My guides are talking to me through my right ear. They talk to me. So it doesn't matter if I'm looking this direction here, they're talking to me like the whole time, like they're talking to me right now. So I hear them, and when they're asking a question or telling me to do something or confirming that I have said it correctly, then I acknowledge them by saying, yep, that's just our thing. That's what we do, and it works for us. She wants to know, who am I talking to? I'm talking to angels. I'm talking to my guides. I'm talking to my clients' guides. I'm talking to people who have passed over. I'm talking to a multitude of people. Now, my guide, whose name is Allie, I speak with her the most. And the reason I do that, my guide's a woman, because I get so many different voices that I usually ask them to channel everything through her, so I only hear one voice. But if I don't do that, then I've got all kinds of voices. I've got 6 different girl voices, 5 different men voices, some really low, some really high, all these different voices. And it gets kind of confusing. So when they go through my guide, then I hear that one, but that's what the yup is. And that's who I'm talking to. And what do they look like to me? Well, they all look very, very different. Some of them I don't even see, I only hear them. Some of the guides and angels I speak to, well, they all look different. They all are unique and individual, just like each and every one of us. So it's kind of cool when you do see them, and I know some of you have seen them. And her last question is, what do their voices sound like? Well, I kind of already answered that, Mandy. So, it can be any type of a voice. I hear children's voices. Angels, to me, appear oftentimes, they are very childlike when they come to me. I see them in a child form, and they are very, very quiet. Angels, when they talk to you, are super, super quiet. Like you can barely hear them. You know what I mean? And then my guides are like, poof, and I can hear them really well. Through the ringing in my ear, which most of you have that ringing in your ear going on, you can still hear your voices over that ringing in the ear. So, hello, angels. Yes, we love angels. They're beautiful, and they are very childlike. I was driving one day and I got in a car accident, and it was raining, and where I lived at the time, there was 4 lanes, and it was a really busy, it wasn't a highway, but it was like a highway. So it was very fast. It was like 65 miles an hour, pouring down rain in Las Vegas. When it rains in Las Vegas, it doesn't rain very often, so the roads have all that oil on them. When the rain, hi Mary, when the rain hits that ground, it's turns that into slick like ice. So it was pouring down rain. I slammed on the brakes, and I was on the far right lane, and I hit my brakes and I started losing control of my car. So my car started veering to the left. Now, there's 4 lanes on the other side over there. So as I'm turning this way, I'm gonna hit the center divider, and it was very low, so I would have went over the divider, and I would have been dead. I would have been killed. I saw, I'm not kidding you guys, they were like 6 little tiny, tiny hands that turned my steering wheel around and turned me right into the back of a van. And this big van had this little tiny, tiny dent. It wiped the whole front end of my car out. I mean, literally wiped it out. It took 2 months for my car to get fixed. It was almost totaled. And it was really bizarre, because I was like, did I really see that? Because there were like 6 little hands going, like, one right after the other, turning the steering wheel. It was like, wow, it was really amazing. Happy to see you too. I'm glad you're here with us. So I'm going to talk a little bit about past life regression, and then I'll look at your guys' questions a little bit more in depth. Make sure when you do post your I love you too, when you post your questions, just put 1 or 2 lines so that I can read it real quick. Because if I have 5 of you doing it, it's like this quick for me on my end, on the device that I use to look at it with. So past life regression, you guys are aware that we incarnate. Thank you so much, Queen. I love you so much. I appreciate your support for this channel, especially this program, right? We incarnate here on Earth to learn lessons. It's kind of like going to school, all right? If you want to look at it like that. As we come down, we have a purpose, what we're here for. We have lessons that we're going to learn. Sometimes we can come down in the incarnation to learn all about emotion. So it can be from one end of emotion, the negative, all the way to the positive, and back and forth and back and forth. And we're going to go through all of those. You in the soulmate journey, you probably have, if it's a romantic soulmate that kicked you into the journey, then you most likely are here to learn about emotions. If it is a non-romantic soulmate that kicked you into your spiritual transformation, most likely it has to do with finances or something else, okay? Unrelated to love, emotional love. Each time we incarnate, our soul remembers every other lifetime, remembers everything, every experience, every person. Our soul remembers everything. But when we're born, our soul is not connected to the conscious mind. You guys are aware, I've spoken about that. So it's not connected to the conscious mind. It's connected to the subconscious mind. And when we align, which is what the spiritual transformation does, it brings our soul and unites us so that our conscious mind and soul can connect. So now we have a full understanding of everything that's going on around us, about the connections that we have with other people in the universe in general, not just people, but beings, any kind of a living being, including rocks and things like this. Anything alive we can connect with, okay? Each lifetime there are experiences that take place and we have to learn the lesson. If we don't learn the lesson, that gets brought into the next lifetime, so we have to kind of relive that episode again. That's why sometimes people can remember certain things. For example, you could know, maybe you never went to school for business, but somebody walks up and you're like age 20 years old and they start talking about their business and you start saying, well, if you do this, 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 and this, and this, then you're going to make all kinds of money. And it makes sense. And they look at this person going, how do you know that? And the person goes, I don't know. I just know that. Because it's coming from a past life. In a past life, they may have actually been a business guru. They may have been a tycoon in the business world. Not just one life, it could have been multitude. Or how do we know how to cut hair? How is it that we have so much wisdom? That wisdom comes with us, right? So when we incarnate in this lifetime, for those of you going through the spiritual journey, trying to figure out what your lessons are so that you can get through that journey. Most of you are like, I just want to get out of the journey, right? And you don't care about what the lesson is. But the lessons are why you're going through the journey. There could have been a situation in a past life, again, that was not resolved, that was not taken care of, the lesson wasn't learned, or you could have had karmic people, karmic situations intervene with that, so you didn't get to complete that cycle. You didn't get to complete and learn that lesson. So when you come back down, it's right in your face. You could be born into karmic families, which have nothing to do with you, but indirectly it does, because it could have to do with that prior lifetime. All right, those of you who are going through situations where you may feel like you don't fit in with your own family, could possibly be. When we do a past life regression, we are going back in the past. Typically this is done through hypnosis, hypnotherapy. I use hypnotherapy because I do past life regressions. We're going back and we're looking. Some of my clients, we can't figure out what it is because it's not in the, I know what it is, but it's not in this lifetime. So we have to go back. We have to go back into 1, 2, 3, sometimes even more lifetimes to figure out what this karmic situation, what the situation is. But along the way, we also find out, yes, I can go back to the 1800s and beyond, or further back. Probably one of the greatest ones I ever did was for my sister, and it was an amazing, it was an absolutely amazing reading. And when I was done with it, it was like, that's why this, that's why this, that's why this. Everything started making sense because I went back, and we went back, I think 4 lifetimes, and realized why a lot of the stuff was taking place in her life because of past life situations that were never resolved. So when we go back, we want to look at, by doing a past life regression, we can look at what our life purpose is, because it's going to come through that past life regression. It will come through. what is the spiritual realm of it, which is basically what I just talked about, and life lessons. Okay, we can see what our lessons are. So when we go back in the past and we do a past life regression, and let's say you were, you know, one of the, you sailed with Christopher Columbus, okay, and you were on that ship where there was scurvy and there was all of this horrible events that took place back then. There was something that wasn't done. Well, now, boom, because you didn't get to finish it there, maybe your boat got a hole in it and you sank, right? Now you have to relive this. So you will have memories that are going to come through. You may even recognize people in your lifetime that you've never met before. That could either be a soulmate to you, or it could be somebody from a past life that is in this incarnation with you again. But we can see so much stuff, and it is on a spiritual realm, but it also affects us in our everyday life on the 3D plane. Because, you know, all of you who are looking for love, you're in the 3D world, right? That has nothing to do with spirituality. We want love. We want the person we love to come back. This is in the real living life that we're in. But it could have something directly to do. You may have been with that person in a past life and you ran away from them. So now their soul remembers it and they run away from you. It just depends. Everything is a little bit different on what you're going to see, because everybody's lessons, everybody's purpose is different. But you will see this. Now, when we go through the sessions, we go back into early childhood and then we go back beyond. So we can see things that take place in the womb. We can see things that take place at age 3 to 1 years old. We can go back further than that. And that's the past life, because this is all in the living. Even the womb right now is in, well, to me, the womb is a crossover between two. I know that sounds really weird, and we'll get into that in a different episode. But when we go back into that past life, we can see how we die. I have an absolute fear of drowning. I'm terrified of drowning. Absolutely love the water. I can't get enough of the water, but I'm terrified of drowning, and I'm terrified of what's underneath that I can't see. And that has everything to do with a past life and the way that I died in a past life. So that fear, that trauma has been there in this life. So I hope that that makes sense. And if any of you guys are interested in getting a past life regression, you can go to my website, ascendingsoulsjourney.com, and it is shown there. Just send me an email and we can get you set up. But if you guys have questions about it right now, I'd be happy to answer them. So great. Yes. Yeah, it is really cool. It is amazing. It is mind-blowing. And the part of it that's mind-blowing, when you do a past life, oh God, I've been doing it for 20 years. I've been doing past life regressions for about 20 years. When you do these past life regressions, it is really amazing how things really make sense in this lifetime. It's like, okay, like I just said, have this fear of drowning, but I didn't know why, because I love the water, absolutely love the water. So when we go back and see, oh, okay, that is trauma that is coming into this lifetime, because again, the soul holds all those memories. So if you don't have a fear, what does that mean? I don't know. Maybe you had great past lives. Well, I don't know what you mean by deja vu, Pauline. Can you tell me about past life, please? I just did that. So if you would like to listen to this as soon as the live show is done, that would be terrific. And yes, I can do them over the phone. Everything I can do over the phone. It's the connection I need. I don't need the person in front of me. I am connected to everybody. You can ask the people in my psychic development classes. They'll tell you. They're like freaking out going, oh my God, you freak me out. You do that all the time, because I can tell them, describe their house and things like that. But my clients actually did it with me too. Could it be I was encouraged in past life? What problem with not being able to save? Yes, that could be. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's actually awesome. So it's an experience that you will not forget. Awesome. I would love that. Just send me an email and we can arrange that, Maria. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But like I said, it just makes so much sense why a lot of things. Oh, you are so welcome, Jillian. You are very welcome. She just thanked me for what I do. Can you do it over email? No, I won't do it over email. I need the connection in full blown because I am going back into another lifetime. I could maybe, but I don't want to try. I don't want to take a chance with you guys. So it would need to be done by phone. Or we could do Skype too. A wait list for past life regression, I can schedule you. I just schedule anybody in my calendar. Keep in mind, my calendar is booked out 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Okay, that's why you guys are waiting for your readings. I am in Denver, Colorado. So they're asking if I think that psychics who give readings by email are getting a bad connection. That would depend on your psychic. Honestly, I don't have very many complaints. I actually get amazing compliments from it. It's like, oh my God, you just did blah, blah, blah. So the connection is with the person. You do not need to be physically present with the person. If you're good at what you do and you can hone in and you understand detail and you can feel the energies. You guys, I am a psychic. I'm an empath. I am a psychic medium. I talk to the dead. I hear it, I see it, I feel it, and I just know it. Noise. It's not here. So it's the energy that gives you that connection. So if you're dealing with a psychic and it's inaccurate information, either I will suggest what you can do before you have start typing out your email. Take a deep breath in through your nose and blow it out your mouth. And do that 3 times in a row. What that does is it calms you down. It calms your energy down, okay? And then when you start typing, it's a calmer state of energy that's coming through that email. Because when I connect to my clients, normally it is the time that they are writing it. That's the energy that I'm feeling. Now, when I open it up and I read it, here's what's really kind of bizarre on my end. I can open the email up today and take a quick glance to see if they put, because a lot of people don't put their information in there, okay? They don't put their date of birth. They don't put the other person's information down. So I glance over it to see if I need to let them know to give me that information. I feel their energy. I can tell if it's high vibration, low vibration. I can feel their pain, everything through that email. When I give the reading, which could be 1 to 2 weeks later, I can feel a new. Now I've connected. Now I'm still connected. So I can feel their energies the day that I'm doing the reading most of the time. Not all the time. It depends on what's going on with that person. But it's quite amazing. So I hope that helped with that question. It would depend on your psychic that you go to. Thank you. Thank you. You are very welcome. Yeah, it's an incredible experience. Oh, yeah. I am so bad. So they're asking about they complimented me and like my monthly readings, but they let me know I haven't posted Aries. And here's what took place, you guys. So I think there's 3 or 4 of them that I need to upload for the month of June. I have to actually redo them. So I'm going to do special readings for those 3 or 4 zodiac signs. Mine got destroyed. I've been having technical problems over the last couple days, and they won't upload. They just flat out wouldn't upload. That was last week. And I have to do your reading. So I promise you I will do you a special reading this weekend to at least cover the last part of June. Hello. How are you, Cynthia? I was going to answer your question. I can answer your question live, or I can, not you personally, but a general. Hello. Glad you're here. Everybody, Peter, everybody has an ability. What I want you to understand, Peter just said he wishes he could do what I do. But here's the thing. I've been here so many times. I have incarnated multiple times. I just know it, okay? Because I've been here so many times. And I'm very happy being alone. I'm very happy being private. I have no issues with that whatsoever. Every one of you have an ability. Every one of you have some form of a gift. Now, this is where people get tripped up. We are all connected to Source. Every one of us are connected to Source. The broadening or the lessening of that connection is whether or not, one, we are in alignment. When we're in full alignment with ourselves, we have a broader connection because it really heightens our gifts, whatever our gifts are. Each time you incarnate, you guys have heard me talk about my son, my older son who has a baby soul, right? He's only been here a couple times. Now, he's learning certain things in this lifetime. He has got a gift. His gift, he does see things in his dreams, but it's not very accurate because he's not acclimated to using it here on earth. He is on the other side, but not here on earth. So he will be enhancing that gift while he's here. When he incarnates next time, I assure you, he's going to know how to use it like that, just like that. Each time we incarnate, we enhance, we get to use that gift. We get to become acclimated with our other abilities as well. The more we've been here, the more ability we have. So for those who know it, see it, feel it like I am, okay, we've been here a lot, many lifetimes. I'm talking, 15, 20 lifetimes, just keep coming down and down and down. I do not want to talk about politics. What they meaning? What is who meaning, Celia? Yes, I do believe in the law of attraction. And if you've had a personal reading with me, you will know that I always say, and I always say this, what we think is what we create. Absolutely. Because what we think is what's connected to the other side. That's what's connected to Source. You don't have to say it. God can hear you in your mind. I remember when I was a little girl, I used to get so scared. Oh, he can hear me in my mind. I thought it was so scary. Are heaven and hell real? I have my own versions of that. Heaven is absolutely, heaven I call the other side, okay? The other side is a very beautiful place. It is all about love. It's about unconditional love, something that we as human beings do not completely understand. We think unconditional love means, oh, I'll forgive you. Okay, you can step on me, you can cheat on me, all of this, and I love you unconditionally, so okay, we'll stay together. That's not unconditional love. People tell you they love their children unconditionally, and they can live with me as long as they do this, this, and this. If they don't do this, if they do this, if they do that, that's conditional love. Each and every one of us have conditional love. There are a handful of us, a handful in the billions of people that are here. That could be a big handful, right? That actually do practice unconditional love, and those are typically the very high spiritual people, the ones who have multiple gifts that understand this is your lesson, this is their lesson. It isn't personal. This is coming from a past life. Okay, so when we really understand what that is, then we can actually look at it completely different. Unconditional means unconditional. There are no conditions. You can do whatever you want. You can hurt me. You can spit on me. You can cheat. I don't care. I love you so much. You hear a lot of people say that when they're talking about their soulmate and they're in the soulmate journey. I don't care what they did. I love them unconditionally. They can come back. Yeah, no. If we're healed, we'll say, no, 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 no. I love you, but it's not going to work because you're a cheater. It is tough. Okay. Is this possible? Is what possible? I didn't get to read your whole message. Unconditional love. Cynthia is saying unconditional love is accepting everything the way it is. Yes. Accepting the person for who they are. How many of you out there have met somebody and it's like, oh, I just love the way you look. I love everything about this person. I wish that they were like this. Now, they can break up with that person and that's cool. But how many people do you guys know that marry somebody based on their appearance, based on the way they act, and then when they're with them, they try to change them? Unconditional love is accepting somebody exactly the way they are. You can cheat on me, you can spit on me, you can do all of these things, and I still love you and let you be in my life. I do love people unconditionally, but what we have a difficult time understanding there, and this is the way I raised my children, there are people that I love dearly, but they cannot be in my life. They cause so much negative drama around my life that I can't have them. I don't want to change them. This is who they are, and I love them the way they are, but they can't be in my life. So that is unconditional love. I just love myself more. So therefore, I will not have them bring that negative toxicity around me. You call them abusers of your feelings. There's a lot of people like that. I suppose it starts with unconditional. Absolutely. You cannot love another person unconditionally until you love yourself. How do you know if you found the love of your life if you don't know your own love of yourself? What is it about you that is attractive? And I'm not talking physical appearance. I'm talking about the depth of the person. So Kevin, when you're looking at it, look at you first. And this is what I advise all of you to do when we're talking about love. What kind of a person would you like in your life? What kind of a person are you looking for? And I'm not talking about their physical appearance. That can be an added bonus. But love comes from within. Love is not based on, oh, they're so beautiful, I love them, and they're an asshole, right? Love comes from within. Whoever that person is within has nothing to do with their appearance. So what is it that you want in a partner? Do you want a partner who's open emotionally, who's emotionally and physically available, or do you want to be with people who cheat, right? What is it I want in a relationship? Okay. And again, it's not superficial. Oh yeah, we look really good together, arm in arm, and we're the power couple. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the depth. What is it I want? Equal reciprocity. I want somebody where we mutually have adoration and respect for each other, that we have mutual communication and we can understand each other. Okay, somebody who has the same amount of passion and excitement about life that I have. Not, oh, I want somebody that looks really good in my convertible Camaro. Okay, you guys know what I mean. It's like, it's very different, but many of us don't know. We just don't know. If I ask one of my clients, what makes you happy? They'll tell me everything that does not make them happy. Okay, what makes you happy? and they'll name 2 or 3 things. Because most of us do not know who we really are. And if we don't know who we are, how are you going to? You guys know me because I open up to you. I'm here. I don't hide anything, right? I mean, I don't open up and share all my personal life with you, but the true essence of who I am, I'm very open with that, with you guys. So you feel that connection with me and you get to see who I am from within, right? If we don't know who we are, then how are we going to try? How do we know we have the right person? How do we know we have the right relationship? So the number one relationship is with ourselves. The person we put first and foremost in a human form is ourselves. And then everybody else comes in after. That's right. That is true. All right, you guys, it's been wonderful. Please send your questions to ascendingsoulsjourney@gmail.com. Those of you who are interested in booking a reading or a past life regression, ascendingsoulsjourney.com, or you can just send it to my email. I'll probably redirect you to my site if it's for a reading. But, oh, and I just posted, I put my availability for live phone readings up again. All right, I have them up on my site. So if you want a live reading, you can just send me an email and tell me how much time, but you can look at the website. And as soon as this is, as soon as I'm done with this, I'll